Good evening, you're watching Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan. Tonight, despite facing serious allegations of sexual harassment by a former colleague, R.K. Pachauri gets a new important position at TERI. With the case still in court, does this show that India takes sexual harassment lightly? Also tonight, the AAP government completes 1 year this weekend. How has AAP ka CM done? Well, we'll debate that on a day when another AAP minister finds himself at the centre of a controversial sting. That's coming up in 30 minutes. But first tonight, there has been shock and several angry reactions to the fact that Dr. R.K. Pachauri has got a new position at TERI. He has now been made the Executive Vice Chairman of TERI by the Governing Council, a Governing Council that consists of eminent people like Naina Lal Kidwai and Deepak Parekh. This comes at a time when Dr. Pachauri is facing a serious allegation of sexual harassment from a former colleague of his who herself was in fact forced to quit the organization. She in fact has released a very strong statement today saying that shamelessness abounds and said that all of these developments make her skin crawl.
The other element that
Dr. R.K. Pachauri and TERI at the centre of a growing storm. A day after the TERI Governing Council promoted the former DG to Executive Vice Chairman, a former female employee of TERI who has accused Dr. Pachauri of sexual harassment today expressed her anguish. Speaking to NDTV, the 30-year-old said, "News of Pachauri's promotion shamelessly abounds, makes my skin crawl. Meetings held to corner my colleagues to get them to have me agree on a reconciliation. Those women who didn't testify were rewarded with unjust promotions." TERI's 9-member governing council, which includes HDFC chief Deepak Parekh and Naina Lal Kidwai, had appointed Ajay Mathur as DG in July last year, following the sexual harassment charges levelled against Dr. Pachauri. While Mathur took over yesterday, the council also promoted Pachauri to Executive Vice Chairman. Last year, Biocon chief Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw had stepped down from the council following differences over the handling of the episode.
It really sends a message, a shameful message across the world that sexual harassment, justice in cases of sexual harassment and a safe environment in the workplace is simply not on for women.
TERI today issued a statement defending the decision. Its spokesperson said Dr. Pachauri assumed his duties as Director General after permission of the Honourable Court on the 21st of July 2015, and since then he was functioning as DG TERI. Dr. Pachauri has moved as Executive Vice Chairman of the Governing Council. TERI has abided by all rules in letter and spirit. There were also some angry comments on social media. Sachin Kalbak tweeted, "Far from making Pachauri an example of how intolerant we should be of sexual harassment, the TERI board has reinstated him. What a shame." Karuna Nandi tweeted, "Well, this is just shameless." While Chitra Subramaniam tweeted, "It is time for Naina Lal Kidwai to speak out on Pachauri and TERI now or remain forever silent on issues relating to women and work."
And he took permission of the court before joining. And the period in between was 5 months. 5 months was enough to complete any investigation. A person who says that I was pressurized in July comes to open in January. So I don't believe all these things. It's only to delay the matters. It's only to keep this controversy alive.
While TERI claims it has abided by all the rules, the elevation of Dr. Pachauri as Executive Vice Chairperson has given rise to a storm. And while the courts are hearing this matter, the longer that this drags out, clearly perhaps is tarnishing the organization's image. In New Delhi, Siddharth Pandey for NDTV.
Well, does this case actually prove that sexual harassment is not taken seriously in India at all? The complainant in this case now joins us on the phone line. Let me ask you, you've released a very strong statement today saying that shamelessness abounds, that all of this has made your skin crawl. You sound so anguished today by everything that has happened.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is absolutely shocking and disturbing and so distasteful as well for someone who is facing such grave and serious charges, has not only been accepted back in the organization, but he has been found to be fit enough for a promotion.
You've also said in your statement that you've been under a lot of pressure and that your colleagues have been under pressure to try and convince you to settle this case out of court. Tell us more about that.
Yes, I mean, I was made aware of as and when that was happening with them. My colleague reached out to me in the month of October and he told me of a few people who had reached out to him and were trying to corner him for him to convince me to get the matter, to settle out of court. So that was also one of my reasons to quit from the organization, because I knew absolutely clearly that I will not be able to go back to this organization and work from there.
I can't imagine how difficult this must be for you, given that you're fighting this battle with a man who is very powerful. He of course has a right to his defense as well. But how difficult has it been for you, to have to quit this organization and face this kind of pressure?
No, I mean it's been quite challenging for me. It's been so disturbing. My health has suffered a lot. I was not allowed to join back work. I had been on unpaid leave for as long as like 5 months and counting. And I mean, for anyone who chooses to complain, that person should be accorded with a free and a fair inquiry. So, it's not asking for a lot. Like, he should have ideally stepped down. He should have been placed under suspension the moment I gave my complaint to the ICC. But nothing of that sort ever happened. To date, no disciplinary action has been initiated against him. I spoke up. I had to quit my job.
But do you ever regret making the
Never.
complaint in the first place? You don't, and that's very important.
No, never. I mean, I did what I had to then, and I have no regret whatsoever, and I'm not going to give up on this fight as well. I have a lot of support from my friends and family, and my lawyers have been so supportive, and I see no reason for me not to fight this out.
Well, I think that's good for you, to take that attitude. And my final question to you would be whether you would have any message or anything to say to the members of the governing council that decided to make Dr. Pachauri the executive vice president now of TERI. There are people like Deepak Parekh, Naina Lal Kidwai, other eminent people who have done this and who've given him this position. What would you say to them?
See, as you rightly said, they are eminent people. They are grown-up adults. I don't think I need to kind of tutor them in telling them as to what they should have done. They very well know what they should have ideally done in this case. I wrote them a letter on 3rd of April as well, like a 2-3 page long letter, expressing my anguish and my anger and my frustration. I got no response from them. They had full 10 days to act on the ICC report. The report was given on the 19th of May. The stay on the report was obtained on the 29th of May. What were they doing for those 10 long days? I mean, if for these people, they have to hear it from me on what they should have done. I mean, that kind of defeats the entire purpose for them to be in such a powerful position altogether.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to us tonight. I know it's not been an easy time for you, and you have a legal battle which again will be heard in court in just a couple of days. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, we have Ashish Dikshit, the lawyer for Dr. R.K. Pachauri, joining us. Prashant Mendirata, who is the complainant's lawyer, is here with us. Namita Bhandari, the gender editor of Mint, and Vrinda Grover, senior advocate, also joining us tonight. Ashish Dikshit, to you first. Of course, Dr. Pachauri has a right to a defense. He has a right to the best lawyers out there, and he's innocent until proven guilty. But isn't this a question of propriety more than anything else? When there is such a serious charge against him, how can he be holding any post in an organization, at this time? Shouldn't he wait for his name to be cleared?
First of all, I would seek some time from you people, that because the complainant has been given some uninterrupted time. As far as allegations are concerned, they as on date are only allegations. The police as of now has not even filed the charge sheet. My client was the one who approached the court for expediting the investigation. It was on my application that investigation started, otherwise it was going at a snail's pace. Number two, it would be unfair to my client expecting him to completely give up all his job, all his work till the time the trial is going on. Number one, and one more thing, if you have to see, he himself stayed away from TERI for 5 months in order to get the investigation completed. If investigation is going on for last 1 year, he cannot be sitting idle at home without any work. And as far as complainant is concerned, it is incorrect to say that she was not given any salary. She was given salary by TERI. She was given paid leave by TERI. What the problem arose when she said that I want to work from home and I will not join TERI. I don't know under what circumstances this was done, because this is nowhere permissible in the law. Number two, Dr. Pachauri has rejoined only after obtaining permission from the court. He has not rejoined on his own. So therefore, let him, he's working, he is cooperating in investigation. The investigation is getting monitored by the trial court.
I'm asking you a question of propriety. I'm not asking you, I'm asking you a question of propriety because I'm sure it's very sad that he has been inconvenienced and has had to sit at home for a few months. But the fact is that this is a very serious allegation of sexual harassment that has been leveled by somebody who worked in that office with him. And there was an internal complaints committee of TERI that actually found the charges against him to be upheld. This is a case that is going on in court. Where is the propriety here, Mr. Dixit? It's a question of propriety. Is it proper for him to be holding this position when this matter is not yet closed?
The matter will be closed if complainant appears in court. If you know that ICC report has been stayed, it is pending appeal before the industrial tribunal and complainant is not even appearing. On last date of hearing, which was 18th of January 2016, the court was forced to issue notice to her because she is not appearing. Neither she was there nor her counsel. So this is only to delay the matters. Why are you saying that
her counsel is here? You're being accused of delaying the matters. You're being accused of delaying the matters. Let me ask Mr. Mendiratha that.
Now the charge sheet has not been filed. I don't know where my learned friend is asking us to appear. If he's talking about the industrial tribunal,
before the appellate tribunal and the industrial tribunal on 18th of January.
Give him a sec, let him finish.
If he's talking about the industrial tribunal, that we had to appear where the ICC report has been stayed. Now they had to file a reply to our reply. That was a replication which they had to file. The court had adjourned the matter for a hearing. Now the matter is going to come up. That's the ICC report. We are right now more concerned that a criminal investigation is still going on. My learned friend says that charge sheet has not been filed. That is a fact. The charge sheet has not been filed. That means the police can still carry out the investigation. It's not reached the stage of supplementary charge sheet. Right now, the matter is sub judice before the Honorable High Court of Delhi. He says that Mr. Pachauri was granted permission to come and join the work at TERI office by the Sessions Court. That order we have challenged before the Honorable High Court of Delhi. Honorable High Court of Delhi is seized of the matter.
And is hearing that.
On 11th of February, it's
going to decide. No order of re-entry TERI has been challenged.
11th of February.
Please stop making false statements.
The fact of the matter is, the anticipatory bail has been filed, has been granted. We have challenged that. Under that anticipatory bail order, he has been granted permission to go and join TERI office. Now, propriety demands, then when you are being investigated, that you've committed an offense at XYZ place. Now, at that place, the other victims could be there, other witnesses could be there, other colleagues of the victim were there. What is so important that you have to go and sit in that office, work from the same platform, same room? Now the new post that has been granted, I have gone through the rules and regulations of the TERI. I have gone through the memorandum of association of TERI. I don't find even that post existing. There is no
it was
post.
Created. It was created for him.
So there is
Namita Bhandari at so many levels,
many questions. Please, for a moment, let me
Mr. Dixit, just give me a second. I'll come back to you. I will come back to you. We have enough time on this. We have enough time on this. I will come back to you. Let me ask Namita Bhandari for Mr. Dixit. Please, just give me a second. Give me a second. There is something that seems so wrong at so many levels, but let me first ask you about the people who have put Dr. Pachauri in that position right now. Look at the governing council. Let's bring up that graphic. All the names of the people on the TERI governing council who have appointed him in this position today. What does that, what does that reflect to you? Any sexual harassment just a casual thing that shouldn't be taken seriously?
It reflects to be a complete breakdown of morality and of, as you said, it's an issue of propriety. I'm not going to get into the legal aspects of it because I'm not a lawyer, but I have just one question: that why is it that Dr. Pachauri steps down from the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel as soon as the FIR is filed, and does not see fit to step down from TERI. In other words, what I'm trying to ask is that, are there double standards at play here? You know, one standard for your international audience. Are Indian women lesser citizens? Do they not deserve the same grace that was shown for the United? Why did he step down from the United Nations panel otherwise? So, you know, at every step, right from stage one, there has been such a shameless, there's no other word for it, such as senseless disregard for what is right, for what is proper. And no wonder sexual harassment cases are going the way they are, whether it is at St. Stephen's, whether it is, you know, at a private news channel, and whether it is, you know what happened at Greenpeace. Greenpeace led to very serious resignations right at the very top. And it seems that TERI doesn't want to learn.